Shadow Lake Community Church, and part of their float, Howdy Doody, an iconic children's TV show. I can say I'm old enough to remember that show.
I remember reruns of that show. Let's put it that way. That's a neat idea to tie into the theme with Howdy Doody.
Sure.
All-American 1940s. They've got a really nice looking float in person there. You can see they got a mock marionette back there. Really, a lot of effort went into making that.
Yeah, I mean, not only physically making it, but just the creativity, the ideas that come up
smart.
with that. That's cool stuff.
Yep, Shadow Lake Community Church. I can tell you their booth in the vendor area is right next to the booth that I was staffing earlier, and they are some really nice people, very visible in the community, really working hard to get their word out and encourage people to come to their church. Really nice folks. There's Bloom Salon.
Yeah, and they represent an organization that's really brand new, but is really important, the Terra Plaza Merchants Association. And I think they've done a wonderful job, because for a while Terra Plaza just kind of sat there, but in the last year or so, it's really kind of picked up.
Papillion, we were over there filming ribbon cuttings. I think we did like 5 ribbon cuttings just in Terra Plaza.
That's right.
And not just individually as businesses, they're coming out and they're associating together and they're getting in the community. And that's what it takes to make a great place. And that they're represented by a bunch of businesses, Reflections Framing, Absolutely Her, Bloom Salon we mentioned, you got Max Muscle, La Mesa. Who doesn't love La Mesa?
Oh yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. And they have swing dancers. I didn't mention that their float had swing dancing in 1940s tradition. That's great.
And one of the newest businesses to move into Terra Plaza, too, TTM Toys.
TTM Toys,
yeah. There's so much going on there.
They do a good job. That's a neat toy store if you want something that's unique, special toy. And there's the political sign. That must mean that's the Sarpy County GOP.
Yeah. And everybody, you can see the names. You recognize all the names.
Yep. Yeah, Scott Price came back to ride on their float.
Yeah.
There's our friend Angie Luce just walked by.
Right.
Handing out beads. She runs Absolutely Her, which is a boutique just opened in Terra Plaza. You can see her handing out beads there to kids.
And she was a huge mover in that Terra Plaza Business Association. Yeah. So
good for them.
Yes. And it should work out well for them. There's, again, you get another shot of the crowd that we've got here.
Oh, my goodness. It's American National Bank. Al Schmid, well-known Papillion stalwart. American National Bank is a community bank, and they support Papillion Days. It's a great shot of a young lady. They've got a really good 1940s theme. That's a nice-looking float. They've got 40s era look to it. A classic Jeep pulling a nice-looking American National logo. Really a great community bank.
Is that Al driving that thing? I can't tell from here.
He's been known to drive them. I think it is. He's incognito. He's wearing a mustache. He's a colorful guy. He loves his parades. Yeah, that's a nice-looking float. And they are popular with the kids. They're handling a lot of candy. Let me put that way.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with that.
Here's our Papillion La Vista South Navy Junior ROTC.
I like that word, Navy. Yeah.
Yeah, the Navy Junior ROTC. Tori, the former Navy man.
Well, the commanding officer of that unit, Mike Vinkovich, he has these kids do a lot of stuff, and this unit has grown and done well in competitions against other junior ROTC units who've been around for a long, long time.
It's 120 members strong now. It's the only unit of its kind in Nebraska.
And he actually is really, I've had some conversations with Commander Vinkovich, and he's really putting the kids through their steps, so good for them.
Here's our friends at Midlands Hospital. Their float is On a Mission. They are Papillion's primary quality health provider, and their theme is On a Mission to make healthcare healthier. Take pride in a role as caregivers, all needs of patients, full service health provider. Great partners within the community. They support a ton of activities in the community, big into wellness, support the city's recreation activities for wellness. And they're supporting the Papillion Days Parade. Here's a cause we know. We talk to these folks, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and they're Out of the Darkness walks.
Yeah, they have, at least the local chapter has their big walk in September, but they have several events going across the summer. Some are just awareness and some are fundraiser. But their mission and their goal is to, if they can eradicate suicide, at least make people aware and look for the signs. And they encourage people who are struggling to get in touch with them. Don't wait. But we've been able to be good friends with them, and they like the city of Papillion. They love Papillion Vision, and we've done several projects with them.
Here's Sump Memorial Library. That's Papillion's public library.
That's right.
What's the name here? It's not Papillion Library. It's Sump Memorial Library, but they are the Papillion Public Library right across from City Hall here on 3rd Street. They have unbelievable amounts of programs. Children's programs, adults programming. Come check them out. There's almost no limit to what our library offers as far as chances to improve your skills in anything, whether it's computers or reading or anything.
And what I like about our library, unlike many places and organizations that deal with the printed word, they are not letting technology scare them.
No.
In fact, they're embracing technology.
Yeah, absolutely.
And using it to their advantage. And our director, of course, Robin Clark, has done a wonderful, wonderful job.
Here's the Papillion Area Lions Club is coming next. Their motto is "We Serve." They give free books to the Sump Memorial Library. They give free books to the Papillion La Vista School Foundation. And their club meets on Thursdays, the 3rd Thursday actually, at 6 p.m.
And they're a big part of Papillion Days too, because they have an annual event on Friday night, and
they do a drawing.
That's right.
Yep.
Schools Foundation, not to be confused with the school district.
Yep.
They was founded in 1986, and it supports innovative programs and activities for students and staff that goes beyond what public revenue can offer. And they have some great, Greg Smith down there in the group. They do a great job to offer kids after school opportunities, things during the summer, events to get, and they're all educational and they're all interactive. So, I mean, the kids just don't go someplace and sit around for a couple of hours. And they're learning at the same time, and that's so huge.
And every year they host an annual gala that celebrates alumni and boosters, and they raise money for the best interest of the district, as you mentioned. And this year, I think the gala is the August 25th. And they have that at the Embassy Suites in La Vista. Yeah. Here's the Kids Club.
And that's
see them walking there.
Right, and that's the organization, part of the foundation that really gets involved with the kids. I don't know if you can see him on camera. Greg Smith is out there. He's just tossing candy left and right. Matter of fact, his 2 sons were in the kiddie parade earlier today.
Oh. Yeah, the kiddie parade happens just about 3 blocks from here. It happened at 10 a.m.
By the fire department now. It goes down Adams Street.
Boy, and it happened, and it finished just before the rain tomorrow this year.
I know it. I know it.
So I'm glad for that. I got that event in. It didn't have to be canceled this year.
Well, the thunder started rolling while the last few entries were coming down the street, and I know the mayor was concerned if we could get it finished, but we did. By the way, that kids club offers children kindergarten through 6th grade child care, so you get a lot of stuff involved there. Well, there's something somebody doesn't need. It's an umbrella. Well, maybe they could keep the sun off them, but they don't need it for rain.
Yeah, we've swapped our umbrellas for rain protection to sun protection.
Yeah.
They've all gone up to protect ourselves, and people have their fans out now. Here's Miss American Co-Ed's 2012 Nebraska preteen. Her name's Heaven Corner.
And then another group of crazy ladies, the Red Hat Society. You want to talk about extroverts?
Yeah, they're subtle, aren't they? They're real subtle. She's got an air horn she's blowing.
And what's it say on the side of their truck? Does it say cuties from the 40s? Is that what that
Yeah, it's just cuties from the 40s. And, they're all about celebrating the joys of aging gracefully and playfully. They do so with what they say, gusto and enthusiasm. That's great.
Yeah, they're known for their outrageous fashion, that's for sure.
Blowing bubbles, a neat shot.
Wow, artistry from our production truck. Man, you guys are all about that, aren't you? That's great.
That looks neat. Once again, I'm going to reference my 2-year-old. She'd be going nuts right now about those bubbles.
Oh, that's cool stuff.
Bubbles.
Who doesn't like bubbles?
That's great. That Red Hat Society. They had a nice looking float or parade entry this year. Bunch of cars and neat interactive stuff. Kids are going crazy. They're going to pop at them.
That's almost as popular as the candy.
Here's maybe.
Deb Fisher. I was going to ask you. I didn't want to go political, but you want to talk about an upset, if you want to call it that. Long shot.
Yeah, you had a presumptive favor in John Bruning and Deb Fisher. Just canvassed the state, big grassroots campaign, and probably pulled the political upset of maybe the last decade.
Yeah.
It was all the talk, and she's working this parade pretty hard. And there's 20,000 Papillionites on hand to see her walk it. She's from Valentine, and western end of the state. And she was a state senator before she captured that Republican nomination we mentioned earlier. So she's going to run against Bob Kerrey for U.S. Senate.
Well, it might be 2012, but Nebraskans still appreciate a hard worker, and that's what she did. So
Deb served in the U.S. Senate, very visibly on the Roads Committee.
Discovery Academy Incorporated is next. They are now enrolling for the fall. They have been around for a while, and again, it's another educational opportunity that's given. And there's a lot of uniqueness with Discovery Academy. It's not your traditional learning situation, and it's a lot of interactive stuff, and that's good. I mean, anymore in our society, kids have to kind of be involved with stuff. The Socratic method works, but sometimes there's that next step that you take and it really works.
Here's First National Bank. They've been doing business for more than 150 years. They want to help you achieve your goals, help your business grow. First National Bank. And there's a company that knows how to brand themselves. You got iconic kind of one look.
Oh, yeah.
And everything.
And they have it, not just here, but I was traveling, and I was in Kansas. And I saw the logo, and I thought, what? But it was First National Bank of the town we were in. But my card from the bank in Omaha worked there. And I didn't have to pay a fee or anything. So that's cool.
Yeah, they have a unique-looking float. It's a bunch of different. It's a big piggy bank with 5-cent, 10-cent quarter pieces.
Here comes the Papillion Soccer Club. That's that game that you play with your feet, and you can't use your hands unless you're the goalkeeper.
Yeah, soccer, the exploding sport among youth, the Papillion Soccer Club. It's headed by Nick Panko and serves Papillion La Vista youth with a sports program. They work on developmental and recreational, but they also do a lot of competition. The club has relationships with both high schools, so you get kids from all across the community.
Yep.
And they have select tryouts coming up later this month, June 28th.
Our good friends over at Sarpy County Museum, and I'll tell you what, that if you've never been over there, you need to check it out. If you talk about history in the area, you'll learn an awful lot just by the minute you walk in there.
That's a 59 Etzel, their parade entry. Victor Robb entered as 59 Etzel. Yeah, people need to go to the Sarpy County Museum. That's over in Bellevue. It's on Clay Street in Bellevue. Really great job out of them. That is a nice-looking entry. I love those classic cars.
Well, yeah, you can't beat them. And when they're taken care of so that they work and they can get out and they look good, it's always cool. There's something about Americans and cars. But, yeah, the Sarpy County Museum is really a neat place if you haven't been over there. And you'll find all kinds of displays. Every year they have a quilt exhibit. They do something special around the holidays. So they do an awesome job over there.
Someone got their arm in the trunk there, looks like. Yeah. You can stop by the museum. They want people to visit their website, sarpycountymuseum.org.
Papillion Junior Women's Club.
Look at that entry.
I know. And
wow, that is a big butterfly.
They found clothes to fit the theme of the fabulous 40s. And I was talking earlier to Renee Black, who is Mayor Black's wife, and she was a little concerned She wasn't sure if you know, how it was going to work with the clothes and all that kind of stuff. And man, that is a good looking float.
Yeah, they were worried about that. If that got rained on, it'd melt. It's all tissue paper. A lot of hours of work on that one.
St. Martha's Episcopal Church, the church on the hill. And that's just to the east of us.
You see it in the background of a lot of these parade shots. No, that's the Lutheran Church.
Yep.
The Episcopal Church is east of our broadcast location right now. Yep. I was wrong. The church on the hill.
The only reason why I know that is for 2 years I played on their softball team. They asked me to, I don't know why they asked me, but they asked me to play.
Because you're a ringer, Tori.
Yeah, right.
You're a ringer. Big hitter.
Yeah.
There's a great shot of a young man enjoying the parade. There's a little kite flying. You can see that. St. Martha's entry there.
Cool.
It's like a kite on the string. That's a bird apiece. It's gorgeous. It's a dove. I'd never seen anything like that.
That's neat.
A dove on a string.
That'll keep your kids occupied for a while. Montessori School is next, and of course, Papillion Montessori is the only Montessori school in the city, and they offer a preschool and kindergarten in a beautiful, loving environment. And they are part of Papillion.
Very patriotic-looking float. Lots of flags everywhere. The parade entry jokes around. He's like, we didn't have any Montessori students in the 40s. It didn't exist. But, they say, what, can't go back to the 40s, but you know what, Montessori students of the future. So that's pretty well played by them for their parade entry. And they have a very patriotic-looking entry there. Kids in sailor hats and waving flags. That's neat.
Yep, the red, white, and blue. You can't beat it, that's for sure. I do like the fact that we have more kids involved as entries this year. That's awesome.
Here's Schran for Public Service Commission. We'd like to encourage everyone to get out and vote. Thanks, Papillion, for their support.
And the Public Service Commission, people might not know a lot about it, but it does serve an important purpose.
Keep consumers safe. Keep things affordable. It's important. Public service in all of its forms.
State Farm Insurance Agency. Monica Rodriguez is the State Farm agent, and their office is at 25th and Cornhusker in Bellevue. And, of course, State Farm loves to help families with their insurance and financial needs, and I'm glad I'm not in that costume today.
That would be warm. That's a brave person in that little bear there. Neat-looking costume, but like you said, warm.
But you always want to find someone for a parade who'll do that, because hat goes off to anybody who's willing to do that.
Here's another one of those wrap stories you talked about earlier
for
in the
cars,
podcast.
yep.
They do a wrap on those cars. You can see that there. Nice street-level shot of the wrap.
Of course, that's Scooters. Yeah, Coffee House, which is...
they just reopened a different location. It's over on 72nd Cornhusker. They moved over, and they've added that frozen yogurt. It's like, people like that self-service frozen yogurt they have. Some people drink coffee, Tori. Have you heard of this? Some people drink coffee.
Yeah, some people do.
I abuse coffee. I abuse it. Look at that. They have a customized license plate.
I've noticed that, by the way.
I have a small coffee problem, so I'm a big fan of Scooters. And they do have a new location over on 72nd Cornhusker. Check them out. They do offer frozen yogurt now. That's just what I need, frozen yogurt and coffee.
Well, I'd take the frozen yogurt.
And we'll go over there. We'll have our next meeting there. You got to have yogurt and I'll have 7 coffees.
There you go. That's a neat
little mini. That's the Mini Cooper car there, isn't it?
Yeah. And I was surprised. When they first came out, I actually got to sit in one, and I fit, and it was comfortable.
Here's somebody you mentioned.
Yes.
At part of Terra Plaza, TTM Toys.
That's right. Pat and Anna Schaefer moved in there just recently, and they were all excited about coming to Papillion. And there's, as Darren said, there's some unique toys you can find in TTM Toys.
Old-fashioned stuff, educational stuff, unique things. I like buying stuff for my kids there. That's in Terra Plaza. And they have something kind of unique. They have what they call a relic room. You'll look at vintage toys. Mm-hmm. They do different displays. One went in there one day, and they had a dinosaur display. So you had all kinds of vintage dinosaur toys. So really a neat shop.
Well, and Patrick is really passionate about his business. Not only succeeding, but you can tell the guy knows his toys, and that's awesome.